Happy morning, friends. Welcome back once again to IC38 exam preparation modules. Happy to note that we have moved to chapter 8 now, and I am sure each one of you have completed the uh, contents modules and the sample questions Q&A videos in the first seven chapters. So let's move into life insurance underwriting, which is chapter 8 in life insurance segment in your IC38 9 modules in life insurance segment, right? Let's move into underwriting process. After the proposal is submitted, the application moves to the next stage where the application is converted into a policy. A proposal is converted into a policy and the risk is accepted by the life insurance company. So this is underwriting stage, and let's understand more about the underwriting stage in further sections of this chapter. Underwriting refers to the process of evaluation of the proposal submitted in a simple term. So, as a agent, as a consultant, you bring in the application, which is the proposal duly filled by the customer. You submit it to a life insurance company, and the company decides post underwriting whether the policy can be issued, right? So there are two stages in underwriting. Let's understand about that. Before that, we will see what are all we will be covering in this chapter. We'll be seeing basic concepts of underwriting. We will understand more about non-medical underwriting, and we will understand about medical underwriting. So how the risk is observed by the life insurance company. Underwriting is that simple in a nutshell. How risk is observed by a life insurance company post underwriting is what we will understand here, right? So what is the purpose of underwriting? The term equity among risks, underwriting process and methods of underwriting is what we will be discussing in this section, right? So what is the purpose of underwriting? In a nutshell, to assess and classify the risk based on the details given in the application form, and the underwriter will decide whether we can issue the policy, accept the risk or decline the risk. So the second part of the purpose of underwriting is to prevent anti-selection. There might be people seeking insurance for profit making, so which is against the insurer. So underwriting as a step will take care of preventing anti-selection. What is this equity among risks? Equity means we should ensure that all the risks accepted are of similar degrees, equality within the policy holders. So they will be based in different premium segments or different premium buckets. So hence we can notice that underwriter will take care of risk classification as well. Equity among risks, we will give you broad risk classification: standard lives, substandard lives, preferred risks and declined lives. To give a simple definitions of the four classification: standard lives are policies issued with the normal premium rates. Substandard are if the mortality rate is higher than the standard lives, but if they are insurable, we will charge more and issue the policy, so they become substandard lives. Preferred risk, anticipated mortality is lower than standard, these are preferred risk segment. And in declined lives, if they are not insurable, right, so we have to decline the proposal. So that is, those applications become declined applications. So underwriting process are in two levels: at field level, done by the consultants, done by the field managers, and at a department level done by the underwriters. So field level underwriting are also known as the primary underwriters. The field person is the primary underwriter. He or she does the primary underwriting, giving the right information, collecting from the customer, and as a agent consultant we ensure that the application is given with the right information. So that will help the company to decide whether the policy can be issued further and absorb the risk. So agent also monitors the fraud and acts as a primary underwriter, because he or she is the face of the organization and they are the only people who meet the customers in person. So avoiding frauds, stopping frauds can be done by the agents at the field level. So we term it very clearly as field level underwriting is the first level of underwriting, right? So and the agents will ensure that all the facts, both true and correct, are being recorded in the proposal form. Then it moves into department level underwriting. The main level of underwriting is done by specialists in the departments who are underwriters. They are qualified to in this specific subject to issue the policies and ensure the risk absorbed by a life insurance company is at optimum level. Now, just to move forward from understanding the two types of underwriting, which is field underwriting and departmental underwriting, right? We will understand two types of underwriting done by the departmental underwriting, who are the underwriters primarily. Underwriters use these two types, which are judgment method and the numerical method. So let's understand one after the other. Judgment method is more of a subjective judgment. In complex cases, they make a specific reading about the proposal form and then they make a judgment to issue a policy or not. For instance, deciding approval for a person in a disturbed country. Depending on the portfolio, depending on the lifestyle, depending on the profile of the customer, this judgment can be taken in judgment method. Underwriters make an opinion of a medical doctor if required, who is called as a medical referee in certain cases, and then do the issuance of the policy. This is the first type, judgment method. The second one is a numerical method. Underwriters assign positive rating for negative factors and negative rating for positive factors. Sum total of these positive negative points will decide whether the policy can be issued, and or sometimes it is referred as extra mortality rating. Higher EMR indicates that the life is substandard and the policy will tend to be rejecting, right? So the two types of underwriting, judgment method and the numerical method. We will also see what are all the factors which fall in underwriting decisions. So acceptance at ordinary rates, acceptance with an extra premium, acceptance with a lien on the sum assured, acceptance with a restrictive clause, either or the policy is getting declined or postponed. So let's understand a little bit more about these 5 underwriting decisions. Acceptance at ordinary rate. Risk is accepted at the same rate of the premium. There is no extra charge. If an extra is charged, it becomes like acceptance with an extra. Acceptance with a lien on sum assured is we can withhold the claim amount depending on certain conditions. And if there is any clause which restricts the death benefit limits, we call it acceptance with restrictive clause. Decline or postpone. Adverse health issues increase the risk and policy tends to be postponed for 3 months or 6 months, or in some cases a straightway decline happens. So these are all the possible underwriting decisions. Let's move into understanding non-medical underwriting. Policies selected for insurance without conducting any medical examination. Policies come into force based on the proposal form given after underwriting, and such underwriting procedures are called non-medical underwriting. It depends on class of lives, plans, sum assured, age limits, maximum term, and there are considering these factors in addition to certain rating factors of an individual's life, like their lifestyle, habits, family history, personal history, the policy will fall into non-medical underwriting. So these non-medical underwriting will be broadly divided into two, those which contribute to moral hazard and those which contribute to physical medical hazards. Factors like income, occupation, lifestyle and habits contribute to moral hazards are assessed as part of financial underwriting. Medical aspects of health fall under medical underwriting. Right, so to add to non-medical underwriting understanding, situations where a cautious approach is taken in underwriting is issuance of minor policies, policies with large sum assured, policies taken on female lives. Depending on the occupation, the age of the policy holder matters, and lifestyle and habits. So a cautious approach is taken in underwriting of these kind of policies, and the policies get issued depending on the underwriter's decision. Right, so and to add to non-medical underwriting, there are certain occupational hazards which needs to be taken care while issuance of policy, which may lead to an accident, health hazard, or a moral hazard. From non-medical underwriting, the next section is medical underwriting, and three factors which influence underwriter's decision to convert this into a medical underwriting are the family history, the personal history, and the personal characteristics. Right, so what are all the details noted in family history to decide whether a medical to be called for is heredity, average longevity of the family, and the family environment. Right, so on personal history, if the individual has any health conditions including cardiovascular, respiratory, tumors, ulcers, liver, cirrhosis, or any such medical conditions, based on that a proposal can be converted into a medical underwriting. Right, in addition to family history and medical underwriting, personal characteristics decide on the decision to move into medical underwriting, and the indicators include build, which is height, weight, chest, abdomen, which is the BMI of the individual. BMI is referred as body mass index. Blood pressure of the person, urine gravity of the person can decide whether we have to move this into a medical underwriting case. And in addition to whatever we saw about medical underwriting and non-medical underwriting, a little additional information to know about policy conditions. There is a possibility of changing the start date of the policy, which is called backdating. Backdating is done on the choice of a policy holder, either to get a lower premium or set the timing of payment to coincide with some special dates or early maturity claims. Backdating can be done within the financial year, and it will help the customer to make the decision of the policy start date. Friends, we come to the end of the 8th chapter. Continue to watch the Q&A video of the 8th chapter. Please keep referring to the IC38 study materials for a thorough understanding of the basic concepts of life insurance segment. Continue to watch with the 9th chapter, and with that you will be concluding the learning of IC38 materials in life insurance segment. So good luck, all the best, happy learning.